This video introduces the movement known as the Enlightenment, which is one of the IDs covered in the final. The Enlightenment is an intellectual and philosophical movement or trend that took place in Europe and whose effects still linger today. The Enlightenment is primarily associated with the 18th century in Europe. But we can also claim that it began much earlier in the 16th century, during the scientific revolution, which featured figures like Galileo and Copernicus. One example of the revolution in thought that occurred then was Copernicus's work in astronomy, which led to the rejection of the received idea taken from the classical thinker Ptolemy that the Earth was the center of the universe, and the acceptance of the idea that the universe was heliocentric, that is, that the Earth and other planets revolved around the sun. The Enlightenment was also very much an outgrowth of humanism, that is, of the celebration during the Renaissance of humans as autonomous and rational individuals, possessed of agency to achieve great things in this world. By autonomous, I mean independent, and by rational, I refer here to the brain as a seat of reason and intellectual ability. The scientific revolution had everything to do with such a stress on brain power. It was then that the scientific method was embraced. It involved thinkers like Copernicus and Galileo, aiming at a kind of intellectual mastery of the world, indeed of the entire universe, by observing it, analyzing it, using mathematical laws to grasp it, and so on. But Enlightenment thinkers didn't restrict themselves to science. Instead, they sought to apply the insights of the scientific revolution to additional arenas, to other aspects of society, such as politics and religion. This brings us to the light metaphor at work in the word enlightenment. The Enlightenment celebrated using human reason to replace the darkness of superstition and ignorance with the light of knowledge regarding the ways things really are and the way they really work. For example, in the realm of politics, Enlightenment philosophers rejected monarchies for their superstitious belief in the divine right of kings and queens. They argued that a more logical approach to governance involved a state. Embedded in such claims was a dismissal of what seemed to be the more superstitious and fanciful elements of religion, in favor of an understanding of the divine that accommodated theories about the real workings of the universe. To return to the topic of the human, the Enlightenment celebrated a particular aspect of humans, their brain power, their rational capacity, their ability to think analytically and scientifically, because they believed that such a use of human reason would inevitably lead to progress, to making life better for individual humans and human society overall. In other words, in addition to humanism, the Enlightenment is bound up closely with modernity. Modernity intersects with the humanist embrace of human achievement in the world. It has everything to do with ideas of progress, improvement, and development through human agency. This quote from German philosopher Immanuel Kant in an essay called "What is Enlightenment?" exemplifies such a stance. Enlightenment, Kant claims, is the freedom to make public use of one's reason with the goal of liberating mankind from its self-imposed immaturity. Kant here views reason as key to human freedom, growth, and progress. That is, modernity. In other words, the Enlightenment involved a distinctive approach to time and history, which stressed improvement over time. Enlightenment philosophers claimed that now that we know how to think logically and figure out how things actually work, life is going to get better and better for everyone. Notions of human improvement were so embraced during the Enlightenment that it gave rise to an overarching theory of how human history involved progress. I am referring here to what is called a stadial theory of human history. Stadial basically means stages. Stadial theory posits 4 stages in human development. First, a savage stage in which humans subsist at a basic hunter-gatherer level. Second, a pastoral stage in which humans live as shepherds. The third stage is an agricultural stage in which humans live by cultivating and farming the land. Finally, according to stadial theory, in the fourth and final stage, human existence culminates when it progresses to the level of a full-blown civilization involving commerce, laws, art, culture, and so on. The stadial theory regarding human development implies that human existence can be improved upon until it reaches utter perfection. It reflects how modernity and the Enlightenment involve the belief that humans and human society can be perfected. Equiano was keenly aware of the Enlightenment and its claims, including stadial theory. As you read his narrative, starting as early as its very first and second chapters, do consider how he is engaging with and responding to such notions.